5 common pieces of dating advice that can actually be useless or just plain bad. Thank you so much for joining us again on Second Act TV. Once again, I'm so happy to welcome back Joni Caldwell Lerner, the motivational coach, dating coach, relationship expert, and the author of Stop, Look, Choose. Joni, thanks so much for being here again.
Thank you for having me again.
Joni, today I think it's going to be a fun conversation. Came across this article as I usually do. I think this one is Psychology Today. 5 common pieces of dating advice that can actually be useless or just plain bad. I mean, it's like everybody out there, including us, are giving you advice on dating. And there's some prevalent thoughts that we really may want to think about twice. Like, is this really even good?
Yes. And the truth is, we've always said, do what feels right to you. So here's some information, here are some ideas, here are some tools, take what you like and leave the rest. We have never said, this is the way to go, and this is what you do. If there was that, it would be, easy. But we're human beings, we're complex, and so is dating.
Well, here's the first one. And really, when you think about this, it always does kind of make you laugh. Just marry the right person. Just marry the right person.
Well, okay,
have you heard
simple.
that?
So why didn't I think of that? What's a right person? I watched The Sound of Music when I was 3 years old, and I fell in love with Captain Von Trapp. The right person. Find the right person. Find Prince Charming. And I watched every Disney movie ever made. This ties into the complaints we've heard so many times in the past. They have a list. Here's Mr. Right. Here's Mrs. Right. And it's very transactional. So it's not about the right person. It's about building the right relationship for you.
Yeah, I love the way he said that. And that is the main issue with this advice, just the right person. It's left in our brains. And don't you out there, don't you agree? You've heard that a million times. You just got to marry the right person. That's a secret to marriage, marry the right person. Well, yes, it limits you. You might not see the one. You have this right thing in your head. That's actually a horrible piece of advice if that's the way it's going to play out. Number 2 here, also, and I think maybe we even said this, confidence is everything. But really, is confidence everything?
Okay, so let's define confidence. That's the issue here. It's not that confidence is not a good thing or not everything, but confidence from ego is arrogance. Quiet confidence, belief in I know who I am, I know what my values are, I know how to treat another human being. That kind of confidence, it is everything. But ego and arrogance,
One thing that comes under confidence also is, or I've heard people say, including us in certain references, but the old, fake it till you make it. If you really feel, have low self-esteem, fake it till you make it. But that's really not, on some level, not very good advice either, because then a person can get attracted to a mask.
I see what you're saying. So fake it till you make it. I love that you brought this up. This is brilliant. So fake it till you make it. In my case, because I am both an introvert and an extrovert, but in certain situations, I'm like running the circus, right? But if I walk into a party or a wedding or something and I don't know anyone, fake it till you make it for me would be just, walk up to somebody and put your hand out and say, hi, how are you? Tell me about yourself. Now what I really want to do is go stand in the corner and hope that either nobody notices me or somebody else takes the initiative. In that case, you're not being inauthentic. You're not putting a mask on. You're doing your very best in the moment. If you're fake, now you've got a mask. That will never work. It will always be uncovered. It's exhausting because you can't keep up who you're not.
And yeah, so confidence is not everything. Depending on as you well explained, what kind of confidence it truly is, what's your confidence based on. So yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot more discussion here than simply, confidence. Here's another one that how many times have you heard this? When you're talking to someone, from a friend, from whatever, you're dating, you're not having any luck. Hey, try online dating. Try online dating.
Like, it's so easy. I can't tell you how many hours I spend with people in developing their profiles. So, yes, online dating can be a good tool, but there is a learning curve, and it must be approached as an adventure and not taken personally. So, yes, you and I both have talked about how online dating can be very positive, but it's not. Don't be so cavalier. Just go do it.
Yeah, I think that's sort of where this goes off kilter, is that just try online dating. It's very dismissive also, in a way. It's like, well, had I only thought of that, maybe I'd be, with someone right now. It's not an individualistic recommendation. I mean, I guess it really depends on who is giving you the advice.
But here's the other thing. There are so many other ways, whether it's meetups in your city, meetups for people over 60, hikers over 60, single hikers over 60. I mean, you can look at the meetups in your area within a certain number of miles, travel groups, or take classes. I have a guy that's took up pottery, and he's got a crush on his teacher. It's so cute. I mean, so you never know where you're going to meet someone. Could be
Mhm.
painting, could be golf classes. My sister, my beautiful over 60 sister, is in Florida, and she's golfing, and she's got the cute little outfits, and she never golfed before in her whole life. So get out there and try something new.
Well, what is interesting about this too is almost like telling, well-meaning friends, think twice before you say some of the stuff. Just try this. Oh, okay. I mean, it's almost, yeah, it's like, as I said before, it's dismissive.
Something I read the other day, I thought was very powerful. It was about somebody who's lost someone, the grieving process. And rather than give them advice, I'm here for you. And there's no pressure on the other person. So maybe we can extrapolate that to somebody who's now new on the dating scene, and that I'm here for you. I've tried it all. If you have any questions, let me know.
Yeah, I like
As
that.
opposed to you should.
I like that. Well, just try online dating and marry the right person. You'll be fine. I know. It's silly when you think about that. Number 4. Oh, I love this one. You just play hard to get.
Play emotional games, manipulate, and don't be authentic, is what you just said,
Yep.
right? Don't play anything. I would also recommend that you allow the man to be a man and step into making the first moves, and that kind of, it's a masculine thing. They step into action. That's their way of being. But that's not a manipulation. That's not a game. That's like allowing the man to be a man. So, and I'm sure that's going to get all kinds of comments and everything. And who pays for dinner? I don't know.
This is a piece of advice I actually got from my friends when I first started dating, because I was always so available, and I'm not saying that's
And
right.
helpful.
I made all those mistakes, and I've talked about him here. But playing hard to get that's a terrible piece of advice, because it does cause confusion. And the message you're sending is that you're not that interested, if you really think about it, if you're playing hard to get. So don't say that. Don't give that advice to anybody, and don't take it.
It's so hard though, because they're going, but okay, how do I find the balance of not being too available and playing hard to get? Don't be overly effusive, ladies in particular, in your texts. If they say hello, say hey. Don't go, hi, how was your day? I'm having a lovely day. The flowers are growing and all the things are happening and da da da. And the guy's going, curate conversation, curate responses.
Here's another one, number 5 here. Keep the conversation light. When you go on those dates, don't blah blah blah, but don't tell them everything. Keep the conversation light. Well, we've said similar stuff. Don't overshare, but really, what does keep the conversation light actually mean and imply?
In a healthy way, my response would be, you want to be interested in the person. You certainly, we've talked about this before. You don't go into all the baggage. In fact, stay away from the baggage. You also want to talk about things that matter to you. Like, I love hiking, I love nature, and I can talk about what that means or some trips that I've done, and I can go a little deeper. And then allow the relationship to go deeper and deeper as you go.
The whole keeping away from deep topics early on, I would say stay away from deep topics maybe on the first date, because you want to make sure that there's some kind of connection that you even want to see him again. Where I see where this type of advice, really backfires, which is
Yeah.
sort of the point of this conversation, is that if these things are important to you, and that includes religion, politics, and other stuff like that, you're wasting time if you're not going to at least acknowledge, bring that. You don't have to get an argument about it, but if these are deal breakers, you might as well know up front.
But women are less likely to speak their truth up front because they're trying to appear a certain way. And before you guys all throw your comments in the section there, I don't mean all women. There are a lot of women out there who have a real clear voice. It's taken me a long time to get mine. So that's just, maybe through my lens. But be willing to speak your truth, ladies. None of it needs to be in from either side. None of it needs to be a shove it down your throat kind of thing ever.
That's where I am right now. I finally found my voice, and everybody thinks I'm a bitch. But I'm dealing with that too. It's all good.
Are you serious? If that's true, if you have, if your the way of being has changed and you're speaking your truth and they see it as a bitch, that's their problem. You're no longer showing up in a way that makes them feel, safe or whatever.
I mean, I was kidding. I was mostly, but what I have, and maybe this is valuable for this segment, is that I have over the last couple of years really come to terms with not caring about or not caring as much about what other people think. Only
Yeah.
certain people I care about, not everybody. And
Yeah.
that, yeah, it changes the way you interact. Well, we're almost at the end here. I wanted to mention a couple others that just struck me as funny, because you do hear this, but you'll find love when you stop looking. Is that good advice? Opposites attract. Just be yourself. Any quick words of wisdom
Yeah,
on
quick, let's
those?
go. Opposites attract. We'll start with that. That may be in the beginning, but you have to have shared interests, shared values. If you're so opposite, eventually it's going to be a problem. So I'm not real keen on that one. And then what was the other one?
You'll find love when you stop looking.
Okay. Yeah. So just close all your blinds and close the doors. And then just, maybe it's the UPS guy. He'll come knock on your door. So,
That's always a dismissive statement. I think when people say that, it's like when somebody says, "Oh, I'm just having trouble finding someone, and I've been trying on, I've been online for so long, and blah 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 blah." Just, oh, you'll find it when you stop looking. You almost want to slap them. That I I think I might have said that before, but that's terrible advice.
so what I would say instead of that is when you shift your perspective, if you're looking for the right person. We'll go back to the beginning, right? Or you're looking for that person to complete you, or you're looking for a specific thing, or you're looking. I get that. Stop trying so hard. That I understand. Just relax, be you, be in the adventure of life, be curious about what's around the next corner. When you open up that way, so now you stop looking, when you open your energy up that way, more people will be drawn to you.
Yeah,
It's the law of
that's a great way to put
electromagnetism.
it. Well, let's close on this then. That just be yourself. How do you know which self are you going to be?
Well, okay, so we do actually have we all wear different hats. We have all had different identities in our lives. So which self? That's a great question, right? Just be yourself. If you're saying just be real, then I agree. So being yourself, just being authentically you, I agree with. But just be yourself in a dismissive way, or like we were talking about before. So, again, it's like just go online, just do this, just do that. No,
Yeah,
none of it is that simple.
right.
It's all nuance, it's all complicated. And if you're out there and you're struggling, I feel for you.
Mhm.
I see you.
Well,
Again,
yeah, that's a good question or a good point. Is that I'd love to hear from our viewers what kind of well-meaning advice have you gotten, or
ooh,
what really bothers you when people throw it or out around there, when really none of us, including us, don't really think about what eventual harm that might do, or how bad this advice really is. So I really enjoyed reading this and thinking about it. But Joni, I'll let you close.
well, if you're the advice giver out there, be very intentional. What is your intention? It's more powerful for you just to support them. And again, going back to, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Whatever you decide, I will support you. And if they ask you specifically for advice, so you're asking me specifically, here's what I would say. But stop just throwing advice around. It really is about seeing the person in front of you. It's about meeting them where they are. It's about honoring that their journey is their journey. And there may be some fear and there may be some obstacles and there may be things. So don't dismiss that. You may be a courageous person who has worked through their fear, and that person is still trying to do that. So honor where they are. And then you'll always know what to say.
Well, what I like again best is just some awareness around this, and awareness that how either we're saying it or how other people are taking it. It was fun. It was fun. I hope you had fun too. And if you
Always.
need advice, if you're looking for more advice on any of this dating stuff, give Joni a call. She's a fabulous coach. You have so much fun with her. I know lots of viewers already have contacted you. We actually have a Calendly link in the show notes below that goes straight to Joni just for second act viewers. And Joni, thank you so much again for spending your time with us. And I look forward to our next conversation on Second Act TV.